All right, here we go. We're finally here. It's the live stream that you've all been waiting for. Finally, I know that you're just, you've been probably, walking around at home for 24 hours, just waiting for this live stream to start, not knowing what to do with your life. But now finally we are here, and we're here to tell you that trading, that's what you should be doing with your life. You should be trading with us here live, Trading Forex. Look at this. We got Anastasia with us today. Welcome, Anastasia, and welcome, Victor. Hope you're all doing fine. It's fine. What day is it? Tuesday. That's right. It's Tuesday. Welcome.
It is Tuesday, the 29th of October. I am happy to be here in the company of you guys. Anastasia, I'm so glad that you could join us today. I'm sure the audience will be thrilled to see everything you have to share with us.
I'm really excited. Really excited. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you for inviting, and really good to be back as well.
Nice,
awesome. So what we want to do first is we want to take a quick look at the news events that we have coming up for the day. So we're going to start off by looking at the news, doing a quick market overview, look at some of the major Forex pairs. We're going to look at maybe the major indices, maybe look at gold and Bitcoin to see if we can get an overview of what we're watching in the markets. And I would love after that to see maybe some things that Anastasia is working on, maybe some setups that we have coming up, because he trades very differently to what I and Victor is doing. And I think she talked a little bit about in the beginning of the live stream as well about footprint shots, right?
Yeah,
I believe footprint shots. Nice. We're going to take a closer look at that one. Pretty sure that maybe 0.5% of the people watching is using footprint shots. So you're going to see something completely new here. It's going to see completely new, which is going to be very, very interesting. So let's pull up the Forex Factory news right here first to begin with. See if we have any major things happening today. So what do we have today? So today is the 29th. Why? It's supposed to be like a green arrow here, but there's nothing here. So we have the JOLTS job opening. So in about 1 hour, to be precise, 55 minutes, we have the CB consumer confidence and the JOLTS job opening. That's going to happen during the live stream. So I think that's going to be the big ones. And so we know that we have major news event for the USD at the time of the live streams. And I'll talk a little bit about the JOLTS job opening later when we get closer to the news event as well. Are you guys looking at any, do you have any, when you're trading, are you usually looking at like a major, like a assumed perspective of the market, or are you just looking at like your specific pair and your specific level, or do you care about the macroeconomics? Like, for example, if we're in risk off or risk on environment, is that something you care about? I'm just going to throw that question out.
Go ahead, Anastasia, if you...
I actually do look at the macroeconomics a lot. I'm a little passionate about it, let's say like this. I do look into interest rate changes, and I do look at the housing market in the first place, and the changes in the production and the orders and the labor market, which is delayed, but still,
really? Nice.
The market does, rely on it a lot. I do use the HOPE model. I don't know if a lot of people who are watching are familiar with that, but the HOPE model of the macroeconomics as well. How fast their different kinds of the economical sectors react on the changes in the interest rate. And it does help me to understand the overall market direction. Let's say that I use macroeconomy in general to determine the priority of the direction. So I know that their priority is that, and then within this direction, I'm looking for the entries already using the technical analysis.
That's actually very interesting, because we have been waiting for someone to come on to actually that knows what they're talking about when it comes to the macroeconomics. Instead of me and Victor just trying to explain these macroeconomics events like we think we know what we're talking about. For me, it's mostly about, okay, we got a major news event. Okay, I know that I need to be careful around that event. I would love to hear more about that later as well, Anastasia, if you do have the time, or perhaps in the future we'll do a live stream where you come on and you just talk about your ways of analyzing the macro as well. That would be quite interesting, I believe. Let's see in the comments if that is something that you would be interested in as well in the comments section. We got a lot of people watching right now, and I want to tell you all that we're very close to 50K subscribers on the YouTube channel. So make sure that you go and actually subscribe. Yeah, pretty cool. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Anastasia, you mentioned the Hope model, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know what that is, and perhaps a lot of in the audience don't know either. Could you a little intro? What is the Hope model? How do you use it? What does it tell us?
Yeah, absolutely. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna open it.
Yeah, definitely. In the meantime, Jonatan, so Jolts is the only is the major event for today. Are you looking for anything else besides that one for today?
Well, we have on Friday, of course. We got on Friday. I mean, we got the NFP on Friday, but it's. I think I start thinking about NFP. I start planning for NFP probably on Wednesday and Thursday, trying to basically stay out of the market during NFP. I think I just give you just an update on EU here. We looked at EU yesterday, and we talked about a potential reversal, and that the JOLTS job opening, maybe that could be the thing that acted as a catalyst to put in that potential reversal. Now, we're not seeing the same structure, though, that we saw yesterday. I'm not sure where my favorite toolbar is. It's down here, but it's behind my Windows bar. That's weird. Right, there it is. So we had this structure yesterday, and we had like a double bottom. Perhaps I was looking at something like this, but now we just have a range. So looking at this, I'm just seeing a range here, but I still see a strong reaction at these lows right here. So we have that downtrend and the 4 hour, very clear downtrend, but now we have like equal highs and equal lows. So I still think that we potentially could put in a bottom here, but we'll see what happens. But so far, it seems like we are not seeing that break of structure, but we do see some very interesting pairs, interesting move on other pairs. But let's keep that for later. And I would be very interesting to see what you have to share with us, Anastasia. Were you able to share your screen?
Yeah, I am. I found that. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna open their file. There we go. Can you see the picture?
Yeah, let me put that on the screen here.
Yeah, so this is essentially the Hope economical model. It's been invented some time ago, but what it comes down to, it shows how fast different sectors of economy react to the change in the monetary policy. And it doesn't matter which kind of change, the interest rate starts being increased, so starts rising, or starts decreasing, like this time, for example, we just had the first interest rate cut for the US. And those are the sectors in terms of their reaction. So the housing market reacts first. So everything within the housing, pending home sales, or actual home sales, the mortgage applications, all the housing prices, everything combined is a housing market, and it shows us essentially what the rest of the economy is likely to be in a couple of months from now. So their housing market sometimes has a different data than the rest, for example, the orders, the labor market, and so on. It is because it starts reacting fast. So let's say we had the interest rate cut, which is obviously better for the economy because the credits become more accessible for people. There are more people who are willing to take mortgage applications, for example, because the interest rate is lower already. So it's cheaper for them to be able to buy the house. Right, and with the interest rate getting lower and lower, more and more people expected to, make big purchases within, for example, buying the real estate. And when someone buys real estate, it actually turns a whole economical machine on. Because if you think about how many people we need to build 1,000, just 1,000 houses. Maybe in a matter of a country, we think about 1,000 houses, it's not so big. But realistically, it's the materials, it's the services for delivering those materials. Not even talking about people who need to build those houses, but when we move into the new house, people also tend to make new purchases, right? And this is where the second part of the hope model comes in. Those are the new orders. Because when we move into the new house, people tend to purchase a new car. People tend to purchase in durable goods orders like electricity, like electrician, some machines, some electronic, things, in the house, and the furniture. And those are things that we do not change more often than, one time for 3-4 years, well, usually. Those are the durable goods orders, and to produce those durable goods orders, we also need a lot of people, a lot of materials, and the more durable goods orders being produced, the bigger there are profits for the companies. And this is where we come to the third part of the hope model, which is the profits of the companies, the earnings, their activity, the economical activity in general, for production, for services. It rises exponentially with amount of houses being sold, with amount of new orders being made. And usually, when the interest rate is low, like for example, we had in the COVID times, just a couple of years ago, but the interest rates were dropped massively. Many countries had a zero or even negative interest rate to be able to stimulate the economy, because, and in the US especially, they were given free money to people to be able to spend it. So people were more, inclined to go out there and purchase, products, services, real estate, and so on, to be able to support the companies and their profits. And the last thing that is going to react is employment in the labor market. For example, non-farm is super delayed data. It reacts as a last one, in a sense of from the starting point of when the interest rates were increased or cut. So when we look at the non-farm, or we look at there, for example, the job openings and quits, this is already the last thing, because the companies are going to cut and fire people, people working their employees only when they see that they don't have a lot of orders, they don't have so much profits to be able to sustain such amount of people working for the company. So employment reacts the last. And this hope model can be used in so many different ways. You can, when you see their housing market starts changing, you can expect the rest to change in the next couple of months. You can decide, whether it's a closer to risk on or risk off kind of situation in the market. Do you need to purchase stocks or sell stocks, options? So many different things. Usually, if the housing market, becomes more active and new orders, it means a higher inflation, because the more products will be sold, the more prices will be increased. So you can also use it in the Forex market long term to determine the direction of the different currencies. Obviously, if the housing market is active again, that there will be materials. Higher demand for materials, higher demand for production, everything that is around, the housing sector or the durable goods order sector. So you can purchase, for example, metals. You can purchase the stocks of the companies that are responsible for the production of certain materials, of certain goods and services. There are different ways of how we can, play with this model. But essentially, it helps to understand the direction on which the market is going to go. And again, it's after the COVID, after we had a very low interest rate, they started to increase it aggressively. The housing market was also the first one to react, because of a higher mortgage, higher interest rate, the mortgage applications were not affordable for a lot of people. And then, as a snowball effect, it affected the different other sectors of the economy. And now they started to cut interest rate because employment started to go down. And this is why a lot of people were scared of the recession and, the potential drop in the economical activity, because that is already the last point. So it means that the whole rest of the economy was already affected by the high interest rates. So that's if in 2 words, but again, we can dig so deep in their macroeconomics. There are so many different things, but I think for us, as an intraday/swing traders, perhaps, I think the majority of the viewers are scalpers, intraday swing traders. I think it is important to understand how the data affect the direction overall, and then within the direction to look into it. You don't need to read all the documents that have been published. That's already for someone who is specifically, I think, buying the stocks and holding it long term.
I've seen this explanation before. I've never seen this been explained this beautifully before. If I'm going to be honest, I've seen a lot of people use this in trading, but this, I must say, was very well explained and very interesting. And I can't believe I'm sitting here and actually learning something new with everyone watching this right here. And I'm looking at Victor, and he looks as impressed as me, I must say. Guys, I've pinned a comment to our YouTube channel with the link to Anastasia's Telegram channel. So please go in there and join the Telegram channel. I do think that in the future, she's actually going to do some potential giveaways of accounts to the 5ers. So make sure that you go in and join that Telegram channel. Victor, I'm sure you're waiting to ask all your questions around this. I do have a few questions, but maybe Victor wants to ask his, because I'm seeing it in his eyes.
Yes, well, we have a lot of things we could go into, but do you use this for your Forex trading specifically, and how do you use this? I mean, of course, there's a lot of things you could focus when you're thinking, okay, are we starting an increase in the rate of economic activity, or are we reducing, or are we slowing down? Of course, you want to be looking at the leading indicator, in this case, the age, right? The housing. You're looking at housing as one of the promoters to start economic activity, and all that trickle down effect that you explained. How do you use this in your trading, like effectively, when, let's say, housing is coming on? What exactly, what number are you looking at? What event are you going to be looking at?
Yeah, so first of all, I use Trading Economics calendar. They have a really good data in terms of changes of when the data. I'm gonna show you. Maybe I'm gonna just show my screen, a different part of it. 1 second. Okay.
In the meantime, guys, I'm showing my EU 1 minute chart, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and this area is an area of interest to me. Later on, we'll be talking that if we get a chance, and we'll have to see. Although the selling pressure is huge, it looks like it's not going to hold, but the market is always right. So maybe we will revisit this and we'll see if it holds or not.
Yep, I think we are seeing a low time frame reversal. Could be seeing a. I'm thinking maybe we do have some room for maybe at 10 to 15 pips move to the upside. So it could be a
yeah. This is the neckline to me. So this is the point where the market at the lowest time frame. Well, it's not the lowest, but the 1 minute, typically the lowest. Most people watch. It hasn't been broken yet, so it doesn't tell us anything yet if it wants to reverse or not. But this would be the first cue of the market wanting to do a reversal of some kind. Is that going to be just a 1 minute reversal where there's going to be some kind of a
We're having some issues with the live stream. There seems to be no chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open and remove your chart here, see if that helps with the live stream. We do have a couple of seconds lags. I think there's 2 10-second lag or something like this, and it should be popping up any minute. No, there's nothing there. That's pretty weird.
Really?
Can you please remove and reshare your chart? I'm going to test that. Anastasia, you have your chart ready, so maybe we can pull that up and see if that works. Right?
Now I see a EU chart on 1 minute.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but we're not seeing it on. We're not. Oh, no, now it's there. Okay, so it's there on YouTube. Perfect.
All right, before we continue,
go.
I just want to say, because we're on the 1 minute, and of course the 1 minute is very fast. So this is a thing. We're coming in. I'm not going to do the whole analysis because we're in the middle of Anastasia explaining something very interesting. But we'll come back to this later. What I wanted to say is that this area is one of the last structures. If price wants to reverse from here, for I don't know what kind of reversal. Is that going to be only a pop for a couple of pips, or is this actually be a more structural, lasting reversal? But this is the line, right? This is the break of the structure. If we're going to have that, it hasn't even touched it, and this is the 1 minute. Right, so that's something we could be looking for and see if we have some kind of a reversal from here, something like this. It breaks that neckline and then comes back for a maybe it comes back for the right shoulder. That doesn't always come back and then moves out. And that's going to be something we want to be seeing, but only after it breaks the neckline, not before, because the selling pressure is quite impressive. It has been so far. So we're going to be watching this closely in the coming during the streams today.
Yeah, okay, so, Anastasia, we're just waiting. Like, we really want to see your follow up here. And by the way, guys, can you, if Anastasia is going to be here for about 30 minutes more, and after that, Alex, you sent me a message asking me if you guys want him to come on later. So if you do want Alex on here, write in the comment. If we're getting a couple of comments, that's a yes. If not, that's a no. He's probably watching live, so he'll figure that one out himself. Okay, Anastasia, it's all yours.
I'm sharing my screen. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, you are now.
So I use trading economics instead of the Forex Factory for different reasons. One of them is that we can filter different events. And one of them is housing. So here I can just choose the category, let's say the house and market. So it's going to show me different kind of things. It's going to help us to basically look at, what are, different kind of data that I am expecting a shift, like changes from. So let's say we have the pending home sales, which is going to be exactly tomorrow. This is one of their earliest leading indicators. Why? Because it is the houses which are already approved, but still pending. So they were not yet sold. And if it's a first tier house, it's not been counted yet in the GDP for the country as well, which is extremely important as well in the end of the quarter. So the things that I'm looking for majorly is this. So if we're going to have a look at, for example, this data, what I want to see is I want to see the positive change and I want to see the positive growth. So now for the first time, since we had quite negative, and now if we're going to have the positive growth majority of the times for the pending home sales, that's also going to be the good information for us. For what I'm looking at for the Forex specifically data, but actually, in fact, for everything, is I want to see the positive change in their pending home sales, in the house and bid sold, in the mortgage application. So I want to see their statistic change, like shift to the positive sign. And the more of those, so you can imagine it as like an Excel sheet, let's say. We can even put it in the Excel sheet for the next stream, for example. And I can fill in the pending home sale, the mortgage application, different other statistics that we can have from housing. And are they shifting to positive or to negative? Simple as green or red. So it can be as simple as that. And the more housing data shifts to green, the more it is an indicator for me that we are closer to the risk on situation in the economy, because housing again is a leading indicator for the risk on. It's the first thing that can tell us that, hey, it is a good moment to start buying different kind of assets as well. But in general, for the housing, there are the pending home sales is one of the first, the mortgage applications, mortgage approvals, also the second thing here for the US, but it essentially works the same for the different economies. How can it be used in Forex is essentially that if it's a risk-on scenario, right, and we are talking about their cutting rates, and then the more higher activity in the house and market, which is going to lead to the rest of the economy being, more active as well, more positive. This usually indicates that different kind of assets are going to be increasing, but the currency of the country is going to be decreasing in value. So it is usually indicating for us that it is good to take the money out of the cash, invest it in a different kind of assets within the country. But also we know that if a lot of investors are going to be taking out their money from the cash and investing in it, the value of the currency itself is going to be likely dropping. And if you take a currency pair, for example, in one of the countries we have a risk on, in other countries we have risk off, right? We will know that risk off is usually when people withdraw money from their investments and put it into the currency, in the cash. It's also usually at this simultaneously is with the high interest rates, which also strengthen the currency. So we know that, let's say this is not the current situation, right? But let's say of GBP USD. And let's say that, for example, GBP has their interest rate cut at the first one. So let's say they cut at the rate already. It's a risk-on scenario. So GBP itself, the pound, is losing the value because people are withdrawing the money and investing in different other assets. But for us, we still have risk off. They have the still high interest rate. It's not the good moment to invest in economy. The economical activity is low. And the currency of the country is usually holding more value because of the high interest rates as well. So we know that GBP USD is going to go likely down because GBP is weakening, USD is strengthening. Those are both acting as the leverage, pushing the currency pair down. Overall, throughout the certain period of time. And let's say, okay, I know that it's a downtrend. I'm going to be looking for overall sells. I'm going to be holding my sells longer. If I'm going to be entering buys, I will know that it's most likely the correction, so I shouldn't be expecting it to go for multiple days. I'm going to be likelier having smaller trades for, long and longer trades for short, like running it longer for a more amount of pips. So that's how I'm using it for Forex.
So basically you use it as a confluence to your technical analysis. Like if you're going to be buying and you expect, because of what you just explained, of the housing being a leading indicator, and whatever number comes out, you'll think, okay, if it is with the setup I already have, I will leave that trade longer on. But if it's against, if my macroeconomical indicator are telling me and it is against the setup I have, then I will be cutting it short earlier, right?
But also just as a determination of a long, overall direction, I say, okay, my priority is short, for example, and within this priority, I'm going to be looking for entry points. So it works both ways. And for finding entry points and then deciding, should I be holding it or should I be perhaps closing it already because I'm expecting the reversal.
All right. So what you're saying is you actually use it as a bias, not only as a confluence to hold longer or shorter, but you actually decide the direction you want to be looking for the setup based on these leading indicator of economic activity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. So
nice.
Within the macroeconomy in general, I think it's a really good confirmation of the direction, but we still need technical part to be able to put it into practice and to know when to enter the market. Because if we know that overall direction is, for example, specific bullish, bearish, but we do not know when to enter the market specifically, that makes it very difficult to use the knowledge of the direction. It makes it almost useless, because we still need to have a decent risk to reward. We still need to know, enter the market at the right point to not get into the correction and so on and so on. So
yeah, I think what you're saying is very, very interesting, because we, Jonatan and I think many other traders, we focus mainly on technical trading, technical analysis. I personally admit, I don't look that much on the fundamentals, but of course, we know, Jonatan and I, and many of us, we know that, price is not driven by technicals; it's driven by fundamentals. The technicals is just the way, the route it takes, but the direction is based on the fundamentals. I mean, the economy isn't going up or down based on any trend lines that we draw on our charts. It's actually, actual tangible buying or selling of or economic activity that will be driving these numbers, and the technicals, they come in later. So and I don't tap into that as an edge, but of course I understand that there's a lot of edge there, and I'm very happy that you're able to share this and enlighten us with your insights on how to use this information, this fundamental information, before you even get to the charts.
I'm still, there are people who are really, really in depth for the macroeconomy. I'm really far from it, but I think it's the basic understanding of the shift that helps you to determine the market direction. So I know that people are sometimes, they're deep in the documents and they read all the reports and so on and so on. I'm not so far in the economical approach, but it's still extremely useful because with the understanding of macroeconomy, I started to understand why things are happening as well, the way they happen. And I guess I feel more confident as well, knowing that overall bias is this way. And I know, okay, I'm gonna be looking for my confirmations technicals already within this bias. So it also cleans up a lot of mess within my technical part, because I know I'm not looking for certain things at all. So I'm just ignoring certain situations in the market because it is against my overall direction that I want to see.
I see another question.
I just want to jump in here and say that this website right here, I've looked at it in the past and I'm looking at it right now, and I must say that it's definitely my new favorite website for looking at news. This is so much more detail than any of the other websites I've seen out there. Just a quick note though, that the risk department at the 5ers, we are using the Forex factories to determine which are the major news events, and sometimes there's a difference between different websites how they determine the different impact of the news. So I would say use this website if you're into the macroeconomics, but then also look at Forex Factory to make sure that you're sticking with that one when it comes to the major news events, because on the high stakes account that we have, there is a restriction not to trade 2 minutes before or after the news event. And I also want to say that all the giveaway winners from yesterday, I have collected all the emails and we're setting up coupons to send out to your email that you used with the Gleam giveaway website. We're going to be sending out that at the end of the week. So everyone that is asking how to redeem the giveaway, you will be receiving an email at the end of the week where you'll be able to go in and grab your account, and you will not have to pay once funded. So you'll get this bootcamp account, and then when you're funded, usually you have to pay the rest of the amount, but you don't have to do that. So you get everything for free. And one quick note on the bootcamp week as well. Next week we have a lot of questions asking that when you go through the whole week, you'll be able to buy a 20K bootcamp account for only $10, and you also do not have to pay once funded. So it's going to be only $10,
which is a steal.
Yeah, definitely. It's usually, I can't remember what the original price is, but definitely not $10. That's for sure.
Yes, Anastasia, one another question follow up to what you said, where you're using fundamentals as direction for your bias and for knowing if you're going, with the, I don't want to say with the trend, but where the fundamentals are pointing, right? And you use that to hold longer or shorter your position. But to what time frame do you still look at the direction of the fundamental direction? Because of course we know if you go to the very low time frames, it gets less important, right? What time frame exactly are you looking? If you say, let's say the fundamentals are telling you this Forex pair is picking up, is going to be increasing in value, where do you apply this bias? To the monthly, to the weekly, to the daily?
Let's say like this. Let's say I'm thinking how to formulate the answer, because it's more of a time thing than the time frame. So I'm saying, okay, it's shifting. So for the next months to come, I know that my bias is this. And then it's, let's say if we would put it into the time frame, I'd say it's a daily, I think. My technical part looks in the following way. Once a week, in the end of the week on Sunday, I prepare for the upcoming trading week, and I look at everything. I look at the weekly, I look at the daily, I look at the 4 hours, and I determine the overall direction for the week, for example, for the week or the weeks to come, however I can see it. Sometimes I can see a week up front, sometimes I can see a little longer, sometimes I can see nothing, and then I don't trade it. But let's say, okay, I look at the bias fundamentally, I look at the week, my technical and fundamentals combined give me something together as a puzzle, and say, okay, for this week, I'm going to be looking priority for longs. And then I go into the smaller time frame already, and then I execute my trades on, for example, a 30-minute time frame already as a confirmations with volume and order flow and things like this.
Basically, you're using it for your weekly expectation or outlook. Each week you assess, you check. So this is not something you do every day. You're not looking at the fundamentals every day, just once a week.
Yeah, I'll look at the fundamentals when they get released, because it's something that I collect as a data, and I know, okay, this is changes, so this doesn't change, and it still continues as it was. But overall, I look and build my plan for the week over the weekend.
I see. Nice. I think that's very actionable information for everyone wanting to use fundamental information in their trading, right? Looking at on a weekly basis, not on every day, but on a weekly basis to get a reading of the direction of the economy, and in the second step, where the currencies are going to be going. So that's great. That's very good information, Anastasia. I think people will be loving it in the audience.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. I do hope that it gets a little bit more clear as well. And this HOPE model is available on Google, so everyone can find it. Just HOPE economical model. It's good to print it out or save it somewhere and just have a look at it once in a while to understand, what we are looking for the direction bias. It can be as simple as that to get into the fundamental, because I get this question a lot. How do you get into this? How do you get understanding? And I think this is a base. If you can understand in which sequence it gets affected, you can already build certain expectations, and why certain things are happening. I think it's a really good, solid base.
I really like this approach, because as for me, when it comes to swing trading, as a swing trader, I would love to see. I would love to see how I can incorporate this into my trading, perhaps, because if you're looking at the fundamentals or the macro once a week, that fits perfectly with the idea of me looking at the markets and marking out my levels once a week, and then I'm like trying to trade those levels or trying to trade based on price action at those levels. So yeah, we need to have you on more often to talk about this, because I think I would definitely be very interested to see how I can implement this in my own trading, and then a lot of people watching as well would like to see that, because I'm very interested in when it comes to the macros, because like Victor said, we know that it's not the a double bottom that makes price run 200 pips to the upside. It's what happens fundamentally with the economic news releases when that double bottom is printed, so like when the major institutions and companies out there, when they're going to exchange one currency to the other, they don't really look at the price chart and says like, oh, there's a head and shoulders here on the 5 minutes, guys. We better not send this bank transfer today. Like nobody cares about that. But what they do care about is the overall macroeconomics. So yeah, I think that would be very, very interesting to see how we can apply that. We get about 20 minutes left or so. So maybe we can open up the charts. Maybe you can show us a past trades that you've taken, because now people watching this coming into the channel for the first time, we got a lot of new people in here. They know obviously that you not like you know a lot about macroeconomics as well, but we also know that you're very good at technical analysis as well. So we'd love to see something like that.
Thanks a lot, Jonathan. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna share my screen again.
Yeah, definitely.
There it is.
In the meantime, I will give a little update on EU. Let's see, we did have on the 1 minute, the price did come higher and break that neckline. That neckline, by the way, is also visible on the 3 minute. So we do have a little bit more meat on this bone, if to say, as a way of saying. And it's actually, in my book, it's actually also a 5 minute neckline. So we have a bit more indication that there is something here. Right, buyers are more not just on 1 minute, but if you see it on multiple time frames, it tells you that there are more buyers seeing the same thing, and it's more visible on multiple time frames. So there's more likelihood for buyers to be interested in buying this level, right? So if I were to buy this, and of course I am trading live while we're doing this stream, this is the area, right? This one area is an area I'm interested in looking how price reacts to it. Doesn't mean I'm going to be buying it blindly. I'm going to be waiting and reading price action as it interacts with this order block. I don't see anything on the other ones. The other ones, they are order blocks present, but it's less specific. It's a bit more wider, but yeah, that is the update for EU. And let's see if we zoom a little bit out, this does look quite impulsive to the downside. So I want to see something on the higher time frames as well changing before being going heavy on this reversal. That's it for EU update so far. Let's go back to Anastasia.
Let me just jump in there. I'm just going to say I went long on EU here with that breakout. So we got the breaking retest right here. So while Victor is looking at that level, I'm actually looking at this level to hold as support. So I'm looking for a move up to this level. Yeah, if Victor gets an entry, I'll be stopped out. So we'll see. That's going to be interesting to see. Okay, Anastasia, I'll bring your chart up here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna share my EU. It's gonna. I see different things.
Yeah, no, let's not do that. You're probably gonna make me close the trade. Then it's gonna run to TP.
Well, the one that is running now for me. So
yeah,
I'm looking into this. This is S&P 500, and I'm looking into the downwards movement. Why? Because, well, first of all, if you're gonna have a look at the high time frame here, we did have the all-time highs, and the price after reaching this all-time highs had to quite difficult to break and come back there already. And while consolidating on the highs, we did have a massive volume accumulation here. So we had a consolidation. Every consolidation for me comes down to the volume accumulation area. We had a breakout and the retest of the previous point of control of this whole consolidation. I can make it easier, and I can place my volume profile over it to just visually see it, show as well that this just right here is the point of control of the volume profile. And we did have the retest, the drop again, and after the drop, once again, the price was again consolidating below the volumes. And today in the morning, we did have their exit from this consolidation to the downside. On the pullback towards the previous volume here, I was taking the sell. How do I know it's the volume? Because if I'm going to place my volume profile over this whole move here, that's essentially going to be the point of control of it. So that's where the majority of the volume was traded. It was taking the sell on the retest, and it's still dropping now. So I'm expecting it to drop a little lower. I'm looking for the second entry if we break this lows before. So I have two potential entries. So one that was early morning, and today later, perhaps if we break 58.35, I'm going to be looking for the retest and the second entry for S&P 500. Right now we are on the previous lows here and also the previous volume. So would want to play it safe. So for everyone watching, I'm also looking for their second short entry here for just double up of my sell position towards the previous volumes as well on the high time frame. So my target is set based on, that's a little too many of those, based on the previous consolidation too. So if we go backwards, that's another consolidation area, and majority of the volume is between this consolidation and that consolidation on the bottom. So I consider them two different ones, but it doesn't really matter. We can take it as a whole volume consolidation, price consolidation, volume accumulation zone. So when the price enters somewhere between 57.80, 57.53, I'm going to be looking for the sign to close this trade. And at the same time, perhaps maybe entering buy, but that's I'm already thinking I'm going to be looking at it already when the price entered the zone. But somewhere between 57.80, 57.53, I'm going to be exiting their sells from S&P 500. So that's something that is for me running from today. Again, it's based purely on the volumes, and it's based on the price behavior that we couldn't break the all-time highs again after quite a run to the upside. I'm also expecting, some perhaps stress and pressure of the markets closer to their newer decision on interest rates and also their elections that are going to be starting next week. So I think we're going to have quite high volatility in the markets as well, and perhaps some fear that can push the stock market a little down too. So that's my bias for the S&P 500 here.
That makes sense from a macro perspective as well. When you talk about the elections, there's uncertainty. Markets investors doesn't like uncertainty, and I do think this setup looks really good.
I was saying today that on the call with some traders, some friends as well, that we are, if we want, we can also play that trend line here. I don't use them, but it's just another technical things that makes it more visually as well, clear that okay, we are having some kind of breakout to the downside. And another thing,
I usually doesn't like use trend lines as well, but sometimes it's just so perfect. Like you want to add it to the chart because sometimes it's just that perfect.
Yeah, I don't use them as well, but that one looks so good here on S&P 500 that I had to put it there. So another thing that I'm looking for is quite interesting. It's copper, but that's already for long term. Do you want me to go over it?
Of course, go
ahead. That's like super long term idea that I have, and this is a copper chart. It's another precious metal. And copper in general is quite a good idea, in my personal perspective, of investment long term, because it plays a really big part into their electronics and the transmission of electrical transmission, which is used into their AI. So with the growth of AI, with the growth of the technologies, copper has no alternatives yet for transmission of their energy, and the cooling of the technology as well. So from the perspective of their long-term growth, I do think it's a good idea. But also here on the high time frame, I just was looking for it a couple of last days, that it's good pattern. One of the patterns that I really like to see as well, it's a kind of head and shoulders, a little bit advanced. So we had the left level here. We did have the rejection of the same zone here. So we did have the conflict confirmation from both sides. That zone was quite interesting for the market participants. Then on the break, we had another retest. So once again, confirming that there was still orders and trades actively going on when the price gets closer to this level. Similar here. And just today, the price got out of this consolidation on the small time zone 4 hours. I'm expecting, just based on the head and shoulders pattern, to go up. And we did have the break of the highs here as well. And on the smaller time frame, what I was looking at today is quite interesting, is that we did have the push to the upside for the first time after a while. So the price has been just consolidating and getting tighter and tighter within the consolidation. And this push to the upside made me think that this is perhaps a good idea also to start looking for a buy when the price returns to the volume zone. And that exactly did during our live right before. So I'm also looking for this, but it is something that is super long term. I mean, it can be weeks, it can be months, just, from the perspective of 4-hour, daily, weekly timeframes, it does look good for me. So that's another thing. I'm only looking today for these two things, to be quite honest with you. That's S&P 500 and copper as well, because the currency pair is closer to the NFP. I really don't like NFP week, Monday, Tuesday, but they were still consolidating. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to leave it for the next week already. After non-farm, closer to the interest rate, I think something more interesting is going to come out. But for now, I'm just staying away from all of that.
You read my. Go ahead, Jonatan.
Yeah, I just want to say I think copper looks very good from a daily perspective. I think that break and retest and the holding support and now looks like accumulation. And when you look at that market structure, it looks like a typical market structure that you usually see in markets like, that is sensitive to risk off and risk off. So yeah, I do think that copper chart looks very good. We got Alex in the background. He's waiting to be added. Let's not add him. Let's draw it out. I think he can also add himself, but we'll see about that.
I was gonna say, Anastasia, you read my mind because
there it is. Hello there.
There you go.
Beautiful.
I'll add myself. Is anybody else getting really beaten up by EU recently?
Oh, no way, man. EU is looking good. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that break and retest. Dude, I told you guys, I went long on the break and retest. Look at that bullish engulfing there on the 1 minute, and it's gonna reach that target. That
makes me feel much better.
Yeah. Are you short? No, you're not short, are you?
Yesterday in the live stream I was long, wasn't I? And I left it overnight.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And I left 20
nice.
lots in. So.
All
right, Anastasia. I think Victor, you had a question to Anastasia, no?
Well, yes. You read my mind. I was going to say. I was actually saying that already, Anastasia. The question I had was, how do you use? What do you do before NFP? Major news event coming out. I think the audience would be very interested to see how do you manage a news event like that. Do you try to look for opportunities before, during, after, or do you say no? This is way too nuts. I'm going to just take a step back, and then after perhaps, or maybe even the next week, I'm going to come back to the Forex market. And you already started saying something in that direction. But how do you manage? How do you look for opportunities during Forex if you do before NFP?
It depends on the new release, so it depends what is it. Specifically for NFP, I just take a break for a day. I don't trade that. But the funny thing is that a couple of years ago, I even was hosting sessions. We called them NFP. I was actually trading during the NFP release, and that was going extremely well. That was a lot of fun. But recently, for the past two and a half years, if you look at it, the NFP usually gives the boomerang move. So it's not the one straight direction like it's used to be like 4 years ago. Now it's all over the place. It can go up and down and end up in the same exact spot where it started. Mm-hmm. And there is nothing to do there. So I'm just taking a break. This Friday, I'm not trading. I also don't trade the second half of Thursday before NFP, actually. So
that's a great idea.
It's out for me completely.
Yeah, that's some great advice there for many traders among us. If you don't know what to do on NFP before NFP, the best thing is perhaps to just stay away from it.
And another reason I do is because before the NFP specifically, before the interest rate as well, but NFP as well, is the price usually consolidates. So everyone withdraws the money from the market, and it's just hanging on there, without any specific moves. So if I enter the market on the second half of Thursday, can be almost sure that it's going to drag to the NFP, and I will have to make the decision: is I'm going to go risk it and let it run through the NFP, or want to close it, and most likely it's going to be in a slight loss or in break even, but I'm also going to pay a swap. So I just don't trade it, because it's usually also nothing before NFP that happens.
Yeah, that is so true. It's there's a lot of waiting before NFP. Like the expectations are high, but the price is not really, usually not doing much. And at worst, what I would do is, just take out the highs or the lows and then come back into the range. And you get stopped out if you happen to have your stop anywhere there, while it didn't actually do anything. And perhaps with NFP it will go in your ways, but you're already out with the hot potato in your hands, meaning the losses. The other question we had in the audience is this one. What can you tell us about your holding time for your trades in copper? You said it was long term, so are we talking about weeks, days, months?
If it comes to copper, I'd say it's weeks, perhaps months, perhaps months and a half, because copper is also the risk on scenario. So if you're going to continue to see the rate cuts next week, as I expected, it is expected to have the next rate cut from the US, it's likely to push copper a little further to the upside again, because if it's a risk on, it's a risk on also for the metals. But it's still only the beginning. So we need to wait until this will push the price to start going. And once it's out of this consolidation, I think it's going to get faster. But I wouldn't expect it any less than a couple of good weeks, to be honest.
I see.
It's funny, we were looking at yesterday, I think we were looking at platinum as well. And platinum looks like it's been like in an accumulation zone for months. And it looks like a really nice chart. It looks like it's about to absolutely break and go crazy. But it's interesting that you looked at copper as well, because copper looks much better than platinum. So a lot of these metals as well are quite good opportunities if you're looking to position trades, to be fair.
Yeah, really good. Everyone's looking at gold, but gold is not the only thing out there. Besides the platinum and copper, they actually are used a lot in production, which makes them a pretty good investment as well from different perspective, not only technical one. So yeah.
Look at EU. Holy moly. That's a trade right there. Did I hit my TP? No, I didn't. Oh my god, it got slipped. I'm gonna close that one. Oh man, that was a big... Dude, I'm up 3K on that trade.
So there you go. Only in the
nice.
In the 5ers, you get slipped on both sides, So
dude, I got slipped to the upside.
If you're on the wrong side, you get slipped. If you're on the good side, you get positive slippage. So there you go.
Oh, but it's not. I'm having some trouble. There's a lot of. Okay, let's get filled. Let's see where I get filled on that one. I can't close it now, can I? No. Gotta go wait.
Yes, you can.
The high stakes account, dude.
Anyway, Anastasia, I haven't seen you for months. How's everything going?
Yeah, it's been a long time. Oh, everything is good. I'm really happy to be back with the 5ers as well. And really excited to be hosting the sessions with all of you. It's priceless.
Yeah, that's funny. It's funny how that all turned out, because I don't know if anybody actually knows. I jumped on a call with you when we just had to verify, that everything's cool, because we have a lot of fraud in this industry, and sometimes you have to check if people are actually legit traders and stuff. So I actually jumped on a call with Anastasia, and the first 30 seconds to a minute, she just told me how she trades and a couple of stuff. I was like, yeah, she definitely knows what she's talking about. Fine. And then you ended up coming onto the live trading room. It's funny how that works out like that. That's good.
Really funny. Life works in mysterious ways. But that was a very short interview. I remember you said the interview, and I'm like, okay, it's going to be something serious. And it lasted 4.5 minutes in total.
That's the thing, because at the end of, a trader knows a trader. If I ask you a couple of questions and then you actually it's like, she traded the account. But when I ask somebody you know, to define me what an uptrend is using market structure, and they don't know what the hell I'm talking about, you know that person isn't trading the account.
No.
I've just
Yeah,
lived.
I think one good, you know, one perfect example of that is when we brought Anastasia on the first time, and I'm like, oh, can you show me a chart, like start talking about technical analysis, and you were breaking down like footprint charts. I'm like, I have no idea what this is. Like was so beautifully explained. I'm like, yeah, this is good stuff right here.
We don't use CFDs. You know, the beauty of futures is you just have so much more data. And us trading CFDs, obviously, we could use all of that as well. And I don't know how reliable it is, but for us on CFDs. But that's the beauty of futures. There's just so much more data. At the end of the day, we're just trading air, pretty much. It's a funny thing.
You can use it. Yeah, I've been using it a lot. Yeah. Analyze it on the futures. Yeah, just apply it to the different price levels on the CFD, and it does work. Everything that I can analyze on futures, I analyze on future first, and then transfer the levels in the CFD.
Nice.
Okay, so we actually do have some really.
Go
ahead. No, so I was going to say that we do have a really good. I mean, the JOLTS number did came in, and we talked about how that could potentially be a catalyst for a move to the upside. And if price continues to the upside, I do think we have a low for EU here. But I don't know. There's obviously buying pressure. There's obviously strength right here. But the level that we do need to reclaim is obviously this, 82.50 above. Maybe if we can reclaim that, we'll have a shift in structure here on EU. But then we have NFP, and it's just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We got NFP coming up. Whatever.
Are you still holding that trade, Jonatan? Are you still holding
the EU one? No. I had a TP in. I got slipped like crazy to the upside on that one, but I tried closing it, but then it's like then it went down. I'm just lucky that price went up. Because if I would have seen it done right there, I would have been very slipped in the wrong direction. So yeah, I'm happy that price went up. That's all I can say. I have a long on ADCHF as well. Let's see if I can pull that up here. Where's ADCHF? Where's my long on ADCHF? That's Alex, this one right here.
Alex, you mentioned you had a 20 lot trade left open for the overnight.
Oh, thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, definitely.
No, I just meaning, did I really hear 20 lot open?
No, yesterday we were trading. It was the trade that was taken in the live trading room yesterday, and I had it open for the whole time. And a trade like that, which I was aiming to hit a 200 EMA, I thought it had more juice in it, so I just left it. Obviously, I had a stop loss, but I thought it had a little bit more juice, so I actually added into the position. And sometimes you get caught out. Yeah, that's just how it happens. But
No, but all the power to you. I mean, to opening 20 lots. That's
yeah. It would have been much nicer if I actually won the trade, but
yeah.
Win some, you lose some, right? It's it happens to all of us.
Yeah. Okay, Anastasia, we're gonna let you go, and I just want to tell everyone that we do have her Telegram channel. If it's not in the description, I will be adding that to the description. You can also, I think, the pinned comment in the comment section does have her. Yeah, right there it is. So that's also the pinned comment in the comment section where you can join her Telegram channel for more analysis. I highly do recommend that. And like I said, she's probably going to do some giveaways in the future on the channel as well. So make sure that you go in there to follow her. Anastasia, anything you want to leave us with here?
Oh, it was very nice to be back with you, all of you guys, and thank you so much for having me. I do hope that some of our viewers today will be able to use the fundamental side a little bit more, maybe after our today's stream. And I'm really excited for the upcoming months as well, with elections and interest rate continuation, policy. I think it's going to be quite interesting period as well. And I guess the most important in this period is to just be really selective within what we do. So to trade fast, but to take the trades that are really ours. We feel like it's really our edge that we are looking for. And that's perhaps what I want to leave our viewers today with.
Yeah, that's a really good advice. And I do hope that after the whole election and everything, we can have a more fun market, because it does seem like everything's just incredibly slow at this point.
What would be a fun market? Just risk on, just everybody just pile into stocks and crypto. That would just be
a fun market. Like, I don't care if it's up or down or sideways or whatever. Just I want a market that makes sense. If you have a 4-hour double bottom and you get a break and retest of that neckline, like I want price to go at least a couple of pips up. Not just fail every continuation pattern. Like, I hit support and then it's like, I got you. Comes the next support and then does like a weird, I don't know, it's just weird. I see like the patterns that I used to trade are just not printing in the same way, and I think that's why
it's okay.
People are waiting for something.
We
Alex,
support you. Whatever you need, we support you. Okay,
good.
Alex, I think a fun market is just like a book we were talking about yesterday. It needs to be fun to read. And if the market is fun to read, like it's very technical, then you're going to enjoy it. And that's the same, that analogy with your books, right? Yeah. It has to be enjoyable while you're reading it and not a drag.
Nobody likes a book they can't read. So
remember when Trump became president for the first time? That was fun market.
That was a fun market. When Trump got elected the first time, that was a fun market. The
Trump pump is a real thing, and I think we should all get ready. Yeah. We should all get ready and position ourselves fully into crypto, ready for that to happen. But
dude, look, speaking of crypto, Bitcoin is, if you look at the daily, there is a possibility that in a couple of days we're going to break out into new all-time highs.
Yep.
Doge, like.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look at Doge though. Like, I'm not gonna list.
Why?
There's not going to be any shit coin on my trading view.
If you're looking, you're like technical analysis. It's just beautiful. It looks beautiful. It's like good to look at. But anyway, this is another conversation.
I don't care. Okay, Anastasia, we're.
Sorry.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, sorry about that.
For having me on. Looking forward to join you on the next calls as well. And,
in 2 weeks. Let's book it in right now. 2 weeks from now. How does that sound?
Awesome.
What a salesman. Done.
Nice. Let's do it. 2 weeks from now. Perfect. All right, Anastasia. Have a great day, and see you in 2 weeks.
As always, thank you very much, Anastasia.
I know you don't like Doge.
Too late.
I know you don't like Doge. Yeah, I understand, but just look at the chart.
You can look at the chart. I'm looking at Bitcoin. Look at how beautiful this range is here on Bitcoin. I mean, okay, I'm gonna look at Doge. Okay, DOGE USDT on Binance. Well, look at my TPs here from July to 2021.
Potentially.
Okay, so here's the thing. I haven't analyzed Doge since January last year, and the last trade I took on Doge seems to be in July 2021. Let's clean some stuff up here. Yeah, I mean, if we I mean, obviously this is a beautiful breaking retest and a bottom formation on the weekly. I mean, we had accumulation here at major support. It does obviously look very, very bullish. On the weekly, it does look very good. On the daily, there's definitely a bullish break of structure here on the daily. So yeah, I mean, Doge is definitely in a bullish market structure, but what isn't in a bullish market structure in crypto right now?
Definitely. DOT. Look at DOT. DOT is definitely not in a bullish. DOT is probably one of the cryptos that I've bought so much of and just I've given up on it. Just doesn't do anything.
Well, this looks like a dead product though. Like this looks like maybe there's nothing here. Like maybe the developers have just this just looks like it's dead.
It's not. It's not doing it. Yeah, it's so you've got sand.
Oh,
You know,
I'm
that's
gonna see if I can find one of my biggest investment from 2017, Telcoin. Look at that. Look, this is, oh my God, it's even listed after I invested in it, but look at the run in 21. That's insane. What happened with that? I wonder if I have any bags left on that. Doesn't matter now though, does it? That's a big run though.
I don't look at my at the pi position as well, but if you I'm gonna show it. We can see this pi that coin, that project, kind of experimental.
Oh, okay.
If we that is some impressive movement right there. That's the we talked about this a few months ago. That's sort of a experiment that isn't trading officially yet. So I'm not, but it's supposed to be at the end of this year somewhere. So it's very interesting to see if this is going to be anything or not. It's not trading yet, but look at the reaction that we've been getting last couple of days, right? It went from 40 all the way to over 100, or actually up to 100 from 40, right? That's 2.5 times the price, a factor 2.5, which is, mind-boggling.
Nice. Yeah, well, I'm really bullish on cryptos at the moment. If you look at the total chart, total market cap, excluding Bitcoin and ETH, it looks super bullish. ETH, I just bought a load of ETH just because it looks good.
Yes, I'm just gonna take a quick break. Okay, I'll be back in just a minute. Let's see if we can. I want us to look at possible trades that we perhaps.
I can talk about EU.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll be back in just a minute.
All right, so EU is let's look at EU. I'm going to start from all the way from the monthly. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but it is the only thing I want to touch upon is we are getting back into a monthly order block, which is still fresh, right? If you count the number of candles it has printed since the order block was formed, it's still a single mid-digit number. And we're getting back. So the question here on the monthly time frame is this going to be a demand area? Is demand area actually going to, come in and buyers going to be defending this structure or not? They're supposed to, because that's what it is, right? Demand area, a bullish structure, but we don't know that yet. Price has to show that as it gets into that order block. If you go to the lower time frames, we talked about this yesterday. We have a quasi, right? This is the break of the neckline, and it's coming back, and we're interested on two structures, which is the entry order block on the weekly and the one below us. Which one is going to, do its work? We don't know yet. If it's going to reverse, it's likely to be using one of these two structures. This is on a weekly time frame, so we have a lot of time to get in. And if it does get start moving, and hint might be NFP, after NFP that it might be clear what it wants to do. We would be imagine if the market would react as a reversal from this after NFP, right? If you would have gotten in either before or during those days, you're going to be having exactly the area on the weekly time frame that it makes sense for it to reverse. So that's going to be very interesting to see if prices is able to mount a reversal from this area or not. If we go to the daily, what do we see? We do see that the order block on the weekly also has a daily entry order block on the quasi, and that is exactly the area, right? It's some small. Let me make this a little bit bigger. That is exactly the area that we're currently in, and all these wicks are trying to break that order block on the daily, but so far hasn't been able to close. Now the question is, will that happen today? If it happens, then it will look much bleaker for a reversal from this area. But as long as it's going below it and eventually closing as a wick, that's a sign that the buyer is defending this structure. And the more times it does it, it doesn't mean that it's getting stronger because more liquidity is taken out from the market, but it does seem to give you opportunity for an entry long, that is, for a possible reversal. If we go zooming in, we have a new order block on the daily, which was created on Wednesday last week. And right now we're retesting that, right? So we have a daily reason to get in. We have a monthly reason to get in as a long, aligned with the weekly, the daily, and the 4-hour, right? This is the quasi. So we have multiple time frames all telling us that this could be a great area to get in, but don't jump the gun yet. Wait for price to actually confirm this is taking out that swing high, and it's coming back to that order block, the last one in this structure, for a possible reversal. We don't know yet if this is going to happen, but this place is a very, very interesting for a long, and that's exactly where price we were looking at on the 1 minute, right? We go to the 1 hour. That's the same area as well, not only on the H4, also on the H1 and on the H2 as well. So you can see the same structure on a multiple time frame, and that's something that typically makes the odds of this reversal working higher than if it was only visible on one time frame. Now, I'm not convinced that this is the area yet, because as you see, I haven't had my entry, and even if I had an entry, doesn't mean it's going to reverse. It just means that price did what it's supposed to do to trigger me to get into a trade. So I'm still going to be waiting for price to make some kind of a retrace into some area of demand. Actually, I need to adjust these, because let's see if we have a I'll have to test these, but I think on the 1 minute the order block is no longer valid for an entry. I'm going to do some live analysis here. The 1 minute has, as I'm seeing, already 3, and this to me makes it the 4th one. So I'm going to it moved way too much already for me to get in on the 1 minute. So I wouldn't be taking these on this one on the 1 minute. Even if it came back, I'm not going to be taking that. And on the 3 minute, this is still possible, but only if it gets this area. So that's why I have my my alert there. And on the 5 minute, do we have a structural break on the 5 minute? Yes, we do. This is getting interesting. This is very interesting. We have when it gets to the 5 minute, then it means that that reversal is much more stronger. Actually, we had it already on the 5 minute. My apologies. We already broke the structure on the 5 minute, and these are the areas that I'm going to be looking for an entry. You have an outside bar here on the 5 minute. This looks very interesting. Everyone looking. And maybe, considering NFP on Friday, it's good to know that that's risky holding all the way through that, unless you have a plan. So these are the areas the 3 areas on the 5 minute that I would be interested in, and on the 3 minute, it's way below here. Let me check. There isn't anything on the 3 minute that I would be interested in buying. So that is EU. I would have preferred having overlap with on the time frame with the entries, because that of course will increase the odds of that structure actually working out well. But I do like how price is moving. On the 1 minute, there isn't really anything bullish yet, right? There you do have a couple of bullish bars, but that does not they're not convincingly taking over, and the 2 hours either. Right, and if it doesn't move, right, actually on the 4 hour, we're getting into some supply area on the H4, and also on the...
Guys, I would like to ask you a question before you continue, Victor. Now that we have a lot of people watching right now, what do you guys think would make this live stream even better? So if you think in terms of having different, perhaps different segments within the live stream. So we could have, for example, one thing would be live trading, because we're going to have one section where we're live trading, but we're going to have one section where we're doing fundamental analysis, macro analysis, or market overview or something like that? Is there any type of segment that you think is missing? So type it in the comments, and we'll see if we might work something out, because we're doing this for you guys. This is we're live trading, we're doing analysis for you guys. So let us know if there's any specific thing that you want more of in this live stream. Go ahead, Victor.
Actually, as I was saying, there is a short opportunity here as well. Of course, it doesn't have the alignment that the buy side has with the monthly, the daily, the weekly, and so forth. But the thing is, we don't know that there's alignment, and if I take for alignment, what it means that it will increase the probabilities of the lower time frames, meaning the hourlies, being in the right direction. And if they actually the reversal actually works out, I can hold it longer. That's what the alignment tells me. But it doesn't mean that I need to only be taking buys because I have alignment. If there is a short probability, I will definitely be taking it as well. And as I was indicating, here we do have an area where I'm interested in a short, and there's a lot of we can see that you have the H4 identifying that as a supply zone. You have an H2 and an H1, and the trick, of course, is to identify which area, given the overlaps, is the best area to be trading from. And if I would take this, then I would be taking a TP at the recent low, because that's the structure we have. That would be my TP. And as you can see, that TP doesn't invalidate the buy setup necessarily completely yet. So you can have an entry on the sell side, go into the TP, and maybe perhaps even get a buy signal when it gets there. That would be the beauty of the best day for your trading, right? Where you have both sides giving you setups and both of them working out nicely. Doesn't happen very often, of course, but it is possible. And so it's important to keep yourself flexible to what the market wants to do. We don't know that. We only get some idea. We suspect we can get in where the area is, where the value is, and that to me is this as a sell area. And I would, if I were to indicate which one it is, I would be taking. Let's see, perhaps the H2. Let me get that as a structure, and we're going to be measuring it. That is 16 pips, which is okay to be trading as an area. Yes, I would be interested in taking this as the place of entry. I'm sorry. Actually, the area is a little bit longer. No, that's it. Okay, so I'm going to be interested in this area as a sell area, to be looking for reversal, bearish reversals, especially if they are within the H1 order block. Other than that, what we were looking from this reversal here, this point here, is we want to be seeing on either the H1, the H2, or the H3. We want to be showing the market to be forming bullish structures as we speak. Let me see. I think my trading view is lagging, and that may be.
Well,
that may. Yeah. You guys lost me for a little bit there, right?
No, it's fine. Your trading view's stuck though.
Okay, yeah. Well, now it is. I think it's better.
No, it's stuck.
It's stuck here. Let's just add. Let's try add and remove it.
Okay, let me.
Something wrong with the connections. Well,
we'll sort that out. While we sort that out, maybe Victor just share. There you go. Now it's working.
Yeah, as I was saying, what we're looking for, this area makes a lot of sense for price to reverse for a buy side, right? But we saw it already that it broke structures on the H1 on the 5 minute, and it's very convincing. It's very clear that buyers are interested and are coming to the market, even though I haven't gotten any entries yet. But the question is, will it show this buy? Will it start forming buy structures, bullish structures on the hourlies as well? And this will be one of the tasks for me going forward. We have 32 minutes for this 2-hour candle to close. And my question is, will it form a bullish order block or not? If it will, then that could give us, that confirmation that this reversal is actually going to mount to something. And I would be more confident taking the trades, although I'm going to be taking them anyways, but I would be knowing that we have already reversal. The order flow on the hourlies has also switched. So that's very interesting to see if that's going to happen or not in the next, actually at the end of our stream.
Nice. I've got Victor. Maybe afterwards you can give me your 2 cents on Euro NZD. Obviously, you're looking for a bit of strength in the euro. I'm looking for it against NZD. I'm looking for a little bit of a retracement. So I'm actually short. We'll see how that goes, because at the moment I'm a little bit offside. But from what I can see, we've had a lovely leg up on Euro NZD, and now we've come to a little bit of a supply area. So I'm just looking for a little bit of a retracement back to a 50 fib, and that would be I can show as well. So that area right now, what you would call is like a supply order block.
And so I don't. Yeah, we have been talking about this from before. Let me see. We did have a couple of entries, but these were more than normally I would take. So these there are too many in numbers for me to take them. But you can clearly see. I'm sure you're talking about something more recent, but if I look at the past, you can clearly see how the quasi. This is so beautiful, guys. Look at this. This is the quasi on the daily. It breaks the neckline, right? And it comes back. And even though this isn't, there are many order blocks, and it may seem like, oh, too many, and actually there are too many. So this is not an entry that I would be able to take, because there are 5 entry order blocks on the daily, which is a exclusion criteria already right there. But the fact is, look at how price comes in and bounces off of that order block. That's exactly the kind of entries that the reason I trade. And look how it comes to, doesn't react that much to the first one, although it did. Look at that. That's the first reaction, and that's on this order block, right? And it goes up, eventually taps into the last one, and then makes that reversal a fact. So that's so powerful. See how the order blocks are being formed and being respected and reacted upon by price. But you wanted to see something about what time frame exactly are you looking at?
I'll show what I'm currently looking at. The reasons why I just took the obviously this trade short. The reasons there's no question we're in a nice trend upwards. Okay, we're in a nice trend upwards. We're consolidating a little bit here, but we're not really. We've come into an area of prior supply. You've also checked that out as a valid order block, I think you would call it. And price just on the 15-minute looks like it's just tired, getting a little bit tired. Now, I was originally looking for a break under this and a retest and continuation, but I got into a position just further at the top of this range, because price is I would say, okay, for the 28. So for the last day and a half, it's been trying to push above this price area, and it's just consolidating in a very tight range. So for me, that just is kind of showing that price is getting a little bit tired. Maybe there's not enough buyers coming into the market at this particular level. Maybe people are unwinding their positions. There's just a little bit of uncertainty, which I would call like a distribution phase. So I've just got into a short here. I'm looking just to get, not to take too much of this trade. But I do think in general, it is a break, because it has broken above this high. It is a break, retrace, continuation type of trade. But I'm just trying to get that retrace down to get that continuation. So the pattern that I'm trying to trade right now is, let's have a look. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. It's a little bit high up, but this is the leg that I'm trying to trade. Not not the most optimal. The best place is obviously, this area really. These are the best places to actually get the trades. But I do see a nice bit of opportunity and a little bit of opportunity here as well.
All right,
What are your thoughts?
I'll look at them. What I see is, let's see if I go from the higher time frames. What do we have here? We did come from a monthly order block, which was very nicely retested. Right, that area we had a fresh order block on a monthly that was reacted upon. So this move has the monthly order block backing it or supporting it. That's something to be considered. Other than that, I don't see anything. It looks very bullish, to be honest. On the monthly, the weekly, I don't see. There is a quasi, but no, actually there is. Yeah, there is a. No, there isn't a weekly bullish or quasi either. What I do see is that we did have a weekly order block that was invalidated. So on the weekly, we had a bullish order block that hasn't been tapped into yet, so an unmitigated order block, and we did have a bearish one invalidated last week, which is also a bullish sign. So we have a little bit of a monthly bullish structure or bias, and we have on a weekly it's breaking bearish structure, so it's also bullish. So I see a lot of bullishness here, and on the weekly basis, I would be expecting price to be reaching the next order block, which is the order block on the weekly time frame above us. But if you go to the lower time frame where you got in, I'm going to be taking these away so they don't obstruct our view as much. What we see, well, of course you have I see a bullish quasi on the daily that we already reached target basically, which is this structure, right? You have this, and it broke the neckline, and it's already reaching that target. To me, I know the quasi or the head and shoulder is actually a moment to get in to get the follow up from the structure, but I don't trade that, so I consider this to be done. Although of course it is on a bullish structure, so it can continue having follow up, but I don't see anything here on the daily for a buy. And for a short, there are no entry order blocks for a short on the quasi. Let me get this out of the way. That's EE Kiwi. Yeah, there isn't any place I can identify for a short here. I mean, from this whole structure, and on the 4 hour. So on the daily, there isn't anything I'm going to be using, and the 4 hour
So basically, you don't see any opportunity to short. That's what you're saying.
I'm not. I can't see it through the eyes of order blocks and quasi. I don't can identify a reason for me in any case to be going short. But that's on the weekly and the daily, and on the 4 hourly, of course, I do see that order block being formed here. I like that. And that's a fresh one. So I would be going, that's enough reason for me and to consider a short, but only based on the price action that I see currently. Nothing about well, to the left, of course, you rightfully told there were some consolidation there, and that's exactly where price is currently at. And that's the reason why you think there might be price might be consolidating and perhaps even retrace a little bit, and makes a lot of sense. But if I were to look for an entry short based on this order block, I would need to go to the H2. And of course, yes, there is. When did you get in? Did you get in just now, like a couple of hours?
5 minutes ago.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You do have selling coming into the market at a H4 supply zone, and on the 1 hour, and this might be more interesting for you, I think. There is not a breakup structure yet. The structure is, I can make it something it's not, but the structure.
I want to hear everything to say that this short is correct. Okay, I just want to hear bearish language right now.
Yeah, well, I can make it. This is the structure it needs to break for me on the hourly to consider it a breakup structure.
Yep.
Other than that, actually, that's not true. That's not true. I'm sorry. This is the structure so far, because this would consider the head, and the quasi. Actually, this is nice, right? You have, this is the established uptrend that was broken. Let me see. You could consider even a bigger one to have more options. Not a more option, but more meat to that. See, you have, this is being the upswings, and this would be the head break of that line, the neckline, and then you would be needing a structure here. But let me get to see if we have an order block there. You do have on the 1 minute a quasi, not very easily to be spotted, but it is there. On the open, it's 92.2, and this closes 92.2. So yes, there is an entry order block in my book here. It's quite wide. I'll have to check if this is too wide, but let me give me maybe 20 seconds, and I'll check that. This is an entry order block on the 1 minute. So yes, this would be in a great area to be looking for a short. The ATR is on this. I hope my. Oh yeah, there you go. The ATR is currently at 110, so that means I'm interested in about 33 or around 30, a order block that is not wider than 33, roughly. And this is 8, 26, 27. Yes, this is a valid entry order block for me. Also on it has H4, H2, and H1 backing or alignment. So yes, I would be interested in selling here if I see something on the lower time frames that makes sense to me as well. So the area is nice. I like it. It doesn't have to be exactly the way I trade, but I mean, in any case, I could sell from this area based on.
I like that. Like, it's this comment right here. Like, we're really trying. We're really trying, guys, but he just doesn't seem to be able to get into a trade if there's no very clear opportunity. I'm sorry, guys. He's very professional. Victor is very professional, and he is waiting for the opportunity to come to him. While me and Alex were, I think we're just getting right into the action. You know.
Well, this is the area that I'm.
Let's not tell him, by the way. Let's not tell him, by the way.
I see good opportunities. Okay, they're good opportunities.
So yes, this is the area, Alex, that I would be interested in. It doesn't show anything on the daily, on the weekly. It doesn't tell me anything. But because it does have an H4, H2, H1, I would be entering it, but I would not taking it overnight. So it would be.
All we're looking for on a daily. If we look on a daily right now.
Yes.
If we look on a daily right now, all I'm looking for, because it's still got quite a large body. I'm just looking now for the lower time frames to make the retracement, to make that daily candle turn into having a really long range of and a small body. That's what I'm looking for. That's the kind of pattern that I'm thinking that's going to happen with this order block. I'm thinking that may turn into be a little bit of a doji candle. We will soon see, but it's consolidating quite a lot at that low level. I've got quite a tight stop loss. So if it does push higher, I've got a stop loss of 28 pips. If it pushes higher, then it pushes higher. But
given let me see if there's anything happening. If there's a reverse from that area, and the ATR is 110 pips for today on Euro Kiwi, then I would be interested in looking at what the ATR is telling us. What can it reach for today? And it's going to be basically the low of that day, roughly there, which is on Monday. Monday's low would be a great target for a Monday low. Let me mark that. All right, so that's going to be the whole beyond that H4 order block, and because that's the case, I'm not gonna test, push my luck. If I were to get in a short, I would just, put it in front of that order block, or maybe within it if I have the time to look it over. But that's the area that I'm going to be looking at.
Yeah,
perhaps
that's where the CP is for me as well.
Yeah, something based on this swing low, either before that, maybe able to hold it a little longer if the movement is very impulsive. But that's the kind of trade that I do see here. It looks great. It looks I think I'm not there yet in as an entry, but this would be something certainly possible. And to get in, I would have to spot a reversal on the minutes. And actually there is one, and it already happened. Is it? Did it? No, it didn't happen. I'm sure. Let me see. No, it didn't happen. I don't see anything on the 5 minute. So based on this price action, there isn't any entry for me. So if I were to get in, it will have to come from this area or something in the future. That can also happen. A reversal, and we can go look for that reversal as we speak. What do we see? This is, of course, that big candle. It must be the jolt numbers, is it?
Yep.
Okay. What else do we see?
I just went long on GBP/JPY. For those of you wondering.
Up the chart. Let's see.
Okay, we'll see.
I don't see the reversal. Maybe it's still to come, or maybe it's not going to come. But I don't see the reversal at this moment.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit too early to get into the trade, but no, I mean,
this is GBP/JPY. Got a TP up here. Waiting. That's a breaking retest of this level. That big wick right there, I believe that's jolts. I just love the fact that we came down, we brought all of that liquidity below, and now we're holding that support right here. So I went long here. I'm also long ADCHF. Not looking perfect for ADCHF, but GBP/JPY does look pretty good. I like the 1 minute right here, how it's holding that. We got a downtrend, holding support, and I'm just looking for that move higher. And overall, this is just one massively bullish move right here. So I'm thinking we'll get some momentum in here to the upside.
NQ
Hopefully.
breakout. Have we had a breakout on NQ? To be honest,
have we looked at gold though?
Gold is very bullish. It has been for
gold
forever.
is pushing up.
Yeah,
I told you, USD yen. You just go long on that thing. It just went up. You went long on it yesterday, no, Jonathan? You went long on
Sorry.
USD yen yesterday.
I did, yeah, I did.
And that
I
got
did, but I have. Well, I don't know. Maybe, probably not.
I'm gonna take a short break, guys. I'm gonna be back in a couple of minutes.
Okay, let me bring up TradingView here. Let's look at gold. Let's look at gold. I mean, gold is just going crazy. Look at that. Look at this breakout right here. We broke. Yeah, I'm almost. Yeah, I know, man. It's not supposed to be living on the 1 minute here, guys. By the way, we do have the giveaway coming up, but make sure that you do hit that like. If no like, no giveaway. Simple as that. We're almost at 800 likes. We might not even hit that 1K likes today. So you're lagging behind, guys. You got to hit that like. And also, we're almost at 50K subscribers to the YouTube channel, which means you should hit that subscribe button so that we can hit that 50K subscribers. Okay, gold. What do we see on gold? Like, again, we're in the same scenario again on gold, where it's like, oh, we're breaking out. Let's wait for the retest. Oh, we didn't get a retest. Breakout again. Let's wait for the retest. Yeah, didn't get the retest. Now it's breaking out again. Are we gonna get the retest? Well, history shows us that gold does not retest. Not very often does it retest. It's like Bitcoin. It just goes straight up. So what I'm thinking on gold is I'm looking for a retrace, but I'm not. I gotta stop reading the comments. I'm gonna turn off the comments when I'm trying to think of what I'm saying. So I'm looking for a retrace lower on gold, right? But I'm thinking it's not gonna hit the breakout level. It's not gonna hit the breakout level. It's probably gonna hit, maybe the 1 hour high or something like that, right? Maybe this one. Go down to the 15 minute, 5 minute, maybe even, it's not gonna come lower than that. So I got a couple of level of interest right here. We do see a big move. This was the breakout move. So this was the move in the 1 hour. Very clear uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, all of that fun stuff. Now we're getting lower highs, potentially even lower lows. So Looking at the lower time frames for gold, we can perhaps anticipate a possible break to the downside if we break this level. One fun story. I had a long open on gold this morning that looked like this.
Oof, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But hold on a second.
And
Why? That's going against your. Oh, which account is this? With your 5ers account or with your personal account?
a 5ers account.
Okay, so you're not doing negative risk to reward on the 5ers account, are you?
I do have different accounts though. So
Okay.
I have accounts that is more of
Would that have won if you were doing negative risk to reward?
yeah, probably. Yeah. It would. Yeah, it would. It would.
Yeah, man, I know.
It is what it is. It is what it is. If we break this low, then I would be targeting a possible entry for on gold would be like any level lower, basically any of these level lower where we have a good bounce, a good bottom formation, or whatever. That's what I would be looking at to potentially enter a trade on gold. Take a look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is it's funny because Bitcoin is currently trading 2.77% below all-time highs. So yeah, it's very
Yeah, like I said, I added to my. I actually, do you know, this is probably the first time in 5 years maybe that I've actually bought a bag of ETH. Never ever bought ETH, and I missed the opportunity to get back in on FTN, which to be honest I am gutted about because that was my biggest bag. But who cares? Now we're in ETH and Solana.
yeah, who cares?
Yeah, who cares? If I'm not in it, cancel the pump.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Like I did a general market overview this morning, and I feel like there's just not a lot of opportunities setting up. I can show you guys some of the pairs I'm looking at trade from a more of a swing trading perspective, and we've got NCD CHF here. I like the fact that we're at a support here. Now we're trading very low here, but we're still in a general support area, I would say. And if we can, at these levels, get a bottom formation on the 4-hour, and that might look something like this. If we can get this, and then perhaps also a break and retest of that neckline, that possible W, then this could perhaps be a trade.
Stop yawning, bro. Yeah.
Who's yawning?
I'm yawning quite a lot. I've been working.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting to sneeze. It's like I got it.
No, I was yawning.
No, I'm about to sneeze. I'm just telling you guys.
What pair is that, Jonatan? You're looking at?
Oh, this is. Thank you.
Swiss, Kiwi Swiss. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm looking for a possible bottom formation here on the NCD CHF, and now the sneeze is gone, so I can continue to talk. GBP CHF, I don't know, what am I looking at on GBP CHF? I think we're hitting a resistance right here, and I think it feels like a break above this level could take us higher. Now, obviously, a breakout takes us higher, but I think yeah, you know what? I don't know. This is probably not a trade I'm supposed to be taking anyway, so I'll move that down to interesting. What about GBP USD? Now, this one right here is very, very interesting because what we have here on the 4-hour is a possible bottom formation, right? We have a break of structure, and it looks like the 4-hour is potentially going to close above the level. Let's look at the lower time frame, see if we have Yeah, there's a slight change of structure here, because if you look at this, is clearly acting as resistance. We have a fake out here, and now this pattern is different. It's definitely trading higher above the level than it did before. And on the 1 hour, we also have a possible 1 hour candle closing above this level for the first time, which would also mean that we have a 4 hour candle closing in nice area. So let's see. Yeah, I really like that as a potential reversal pattern here for the 4 hour, and I could be trading this. I would like for the 4 hour candle to close a little bit higher. I would want to enter somewhere around this level, and I would TP just at these highs right here. So that would be the trade I'm looking for. Then we have AUD CHF. I'm still in this trade, and this trade was based on this 4 hour bullish engulfing candle, and then we broke above the neckline of what I saw as a possible bottom formation. I traded it based on this move, basically. So that was the move I traded, and then I wanted it to come up and hit this level. Now, obviously, price action as it looks right now doesn't look the same as when I entered, but I'm still thinking there's a possibility of getting a push to the upside. And then we have GBP JPY. That trade is looking good. We now have a double bottom on the 1 minute, and going to MetaTrader, can show you the open position on GBP JPY. So I entered right here, got the stop loss down here. If we break out towards that TP, I'll move my, actually, you know what? I'm gonna move my stops up here now. We'll see what happens with that one. Let's go back to trading view. So that's GBP JPY, and it's basically based on a low time frame break and retest of this level. I'm looking for a move up towards that level. And we got GBP CAD, which is running quite nicely. We have I tried to get an entry on this because we have a beautiful break and retest here on the 4 hours. We have a break and a retest right here, and I tried to get an entry on this one.
There is trader Virgil. There's already live entries. There's already live positions. These are now we're looking at levels. I think live positions have already been entered. We're already in. Yeah. Oh,
okay.
People are saying I'm tired. I should have some more water. Oh, I should.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get some water as well. Oh,
Should we see what's going on with this trade? Absolutely nothing. It's probably.
You didn't pull up the screen though.
Didn't pull the screen now. Let's have a look at it. Let me try again. Yeah, still
Nice,
absolutely nothing. Actually, it's doing something. It's actually in drawdown. So I don't know what there's literally nothing else that really interests me other than the stuff that we've already talked about, more risk on assets. There's nothing in FX that's really doing anything for me, to be honest.
Maybe we need to look into other markets.
Well, yeah, maybe. What else are we thinking? Should we what we got? Let's go and have a look at the S&P.
I wonder what else we can look at to we got crypto indices. We should probably focus more on indices. When but you know, it's not that I think there's so many there's so many opportunities in the Forex market. It's just that there needs to be careful planning. There needs to be alerts
Where
set
are they?
because like there's so many levels being tested. There's so many. Yeah, I mean, I can show you here on. I told you about this GBP CAD trade that this morning at. I mean, we had look at this. I mean, look at that right there. That for me, that's a trade, right? You mean have on the 4 hour, you have a break and a retest on the 4 hour, and then you go down to the 1 hour. I mean, this is it's a fairly simple trade where you have that bullish engulfing on the 1 hour right here. You could have put an entry here. You have either have stop loss on that low. I mean, it's going to be a negative risk reward, but with the stop loss below these, it's going to be a pretty good risk reward. So I mean, this is a clean trade, and that this one formed today. So I think there's so many, there's so many opportunities out there. It's all about planning and putting alerts, I believe. But also it depends on what type of trader you are. Like, I'm when I'm on this live stream, I'd like to trade on the lower time frames because I think it's fun. But I mean, no, I don't. Well, it's fun, but usually I like swing trading. I think that's what I like to trade. And some days there's just not going to be any trades when you're looking at the higher time frames.
Maybe I can show an update on EU because on the lower time frame it looked very interesting. Let me look at the right. We saw that we showed we talked about it, how it broke that neckline. I was waiting for it to come back to retrace a little lower and get into my areas. It never did, at least not yet, but only continued higher. But I can see right before
before I let you continue, the chart for some reason isn't coming up.
That is weird.
How about now?
Nope.
Let me get that back.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. It did work. Guys, I'm going to be setting up the giveaway, and this time I will actually, because we got a lot of new people in here, I will actually be removing the loyalty points. I know that a lot of you might not like it, but because of the fact that we do have probably hundreds of new people in here, I want to give you guys a chance of winning as well, which means for today will be removing most of the loyalty points. I will be keeping some, but I will be removing some of them.
Is it now visible?
Yep.
All right. So what I was talking about was that on the lower time frames, this area made a lot of sense, and it would have been a great place to be looking for a reversal, and we did get that reversal. Although I didn't get an entry, the reversal did get. We did break the neckline, and although it didn't retrace and putting in a right shoulder very lower, much lower and valid for me to enter, it did break and reverse. The question I had was, if this, not a question, the next thing that I want to see, if this is going to be a lasting reversal, I want to see the structures being formed on the higher time frames as well, not daily, but I mean just the hourly, the hourly, the 2 hour, 4 hour, etc. And we had the 2 hour just closed just now, 30 seconds ago, was it? Yeah, something like that, 20 seconds ago. And what do we see? Do we have any signs in the price action that the buyers are taking over? No, we don't. If you look at the hourly, that does not necessarily look extremely bullish. It is bullish in the sense that we have two consecutive bullish candles after each other, but it took what the sellers did in one candle, right? It took the buyers 2 candles to reach. That's not, in relative sense, that's a weakness, right? It should be. It has a much easier time going lower than going up. And that's not the sign you want to be seeing. So the hourly doesn't tell us it has reversed or the buyers are taking over, and the H2 doesn't do that either, right? You see, it didn't form any bullish structures, so it's not having follow through from that area. This area we identified as a great area for price to reverse from. So what does this mean? It means that either it's going to give us that hourly confirmation later on, or maybe it's not going to do it, and perhaps this low is going to be retested again either today or tomorrow, and we'll see if it's going to hold or not. So that is something to be considered. I think that's important, because on the lower time frame we can get very excited on this little reversal, but it needs to upgrade and tell us the same thing on the hourlies as well. If it doesn't, then it's likely not going to be a lasting move.
Yep.
Another thing we can look at is, go ahead.
It's a chance in those who come on a regular basis. So I've been confident by seeing you are moving a lighter piece, someone who comes on a regular basis.
I would kind of agree. You know, nobody tell him that he's muted, but I would kind of agree that, you know, removing the loyalty points is a bit like that, but I guess because we've got new people.
Well, you know, we got a lot of new people coming in here for the bootcamp week, and okay, so
It's up to you, mate.
okay,
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna remove the giveaways. I do understand where you're coming from. We are doing the giveaways because we care about our loyal, you know, our loyal followers and our loyal viewers. And I guess the truth of the matter is, if you're coming in here new and you're new here because of the bootcamp week, if you want to increase your chance of winning, you have to continue watching the live streams and being into the giveaways. So you're absolutely right, guys. I will not remove the loyalty points. I guess there's some it does
both sides. I definitely agree to both sides, but it's also like we have people spending their, you know, hard-earned time with us all the time, you know. So it's like,
nah, you guys are absolutely right, and
it is correct,
definitely. Yeah. Do I see mad all the time? Trade like mad as an angry? Do you see mad all the time?
Yeah. You are pretty angry all the time. I do sometimes feel very uncomfortable.
Well, that's what
do you know those days when you're just, do you know what those days when you're in front, do you know, it is, honestly, it's, you know, sometimes you're in front of the computer all day. Sometimes just taking a break and going for a walk outside is just something I haven't been doing, to be honest.
Yeah,
it can be difficult, you know. That's why I think the reason why we do these live streams as well is to people that are trading all the time or are in front of like the computer. It's also, you know, company, because you just get lonely.
Yeah, it is for sure. Companionship is something not talked about very often, but it's very important, because if you want to last in this business, you gotta take care of yourself, mental being, emotional being, and not only your trading skills, but also the rest of you.
Yep.
Yeah, health.
Okay, so
health is something that carry on.
Yeah, I do feel like health is important. I mean, it feels like that's a thing that might be important for a lot of people, you know. Like, Alex, like, maybe.
I just care about pips.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me a winning trade over high cholesterol any day.
Well, yeah. I mean, having a couple of winners would definitely lower my blood pressure. I think that would be a good thing for health. Like, yeah, if I could just have like 10 winners per day, I would probably feel much better. You know, much more healthy.
You say that, and then you had 10 winners, and then you were worried that, you know, it's not realistic. You know, so
yeah, it's true though. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right. See if I got this giveaway set up. What were you saying, Victor?
No, I was going to say that you can see how the market, after it reached the H4 or order block above us, right? The bearish but still fresh order block. See how the market changed composure completely. Right? It was going bullish from the beginning, from the area that we saw, right? This area, and as soon as it touched that order block, which is overlapping H2 and H4, as soon as it gets in there, see what a difference it does to the market, right? That's the yellow line that I put in, right? As soon as it starts touching here, you have a reaction, and it touches another order block, which has, I think this is the H2. It reacts completely, and there's no buying, right? From that point on, the sellers come in, right? And it's completely different from the order flow we have been seeing from that point where we called out that, it could reverse. It reaches that order block, and that's it, at least right now. Maybe it can still continue, but there's a distinct difference in buying interest once it gets to that area, and that's the power of a supply zone. So yes, let's see, what else do we have. We don't have anything on the hourlies, and I haven't talked about GU at all, but I don't see that much of an opportunity there. I don't have any setup going on. There is a short. We are in a fresh order block on the daily, and on the 4-hourly, I don't see anything to short. It can go lower from here because we have been in a downtrend, but I don't see the reversal on the H4. I don't see any fresh order block on the H4. So when that happens, I'm not going to participate. I'm just going to wait. There's nothing for me to actually do. If anything, I would have been able to get something long from that order block, but that's it. I didn't participate in that, to be fair.
Okay, so the giveaway link and the secret code is in the pinned comments. You guys can go into the pinned comment in the comment section. And Victor, I know that you're on a tight schedule today, so if you do not have time to stay on for the giveaway, then by all means, I'm not stopping you.
No problem. I do have a couple of minutes more, so I will stay with you guys, but maybe another 5 minutes.
Nice. Okay, so what do we have now? My GBP trade is moving quite nicely here, although I'm down the same amount on ADJ CHF, so I'm about break even on both of those trades. But there is more room to the downside. And I have quite a big buffer to the downside in the ADCHFs. I think I'm so far safe. It says Dean says there's something wrong with the loyalty points. What specifically is wrong with that? I do see that quite a few people have claimed the loyalty points. Shouldn't be a problem. You can claim all the loyalty points if you have participated in only one giveaway. That shouldn't be possible.
Yeah, this trade is not really playing out in my favor. I got my stop just above the wick high, so that is just the most.
So can I just sorry, can I just comment on that giveaway? It's in the description, but requirements are different. So it's just a typo in the description of the loyalty points, but the actual requirements are different. So you cannot claim all the loyalty points. I have tiers all the way up to 20 giveaways. So if you've joined 20 previous giveaways, you'll get max amount of loyalty points. Should be updated now. Okay. But the thing is, you don't need the loyalty points to win an account. You can win an account without the loyalty points. And we're going to be giving away 10 accounts. The chances are that some of you are going to win an account, even though you do not have any loyalty points. Having loyalty points means you're getting more entries, which of course increases the chance of winning. But it's still, people are still able to win an account without having any loyalty points at all. They're asking for gold, but we've already taken a look at gold. We're going to give it a few more minutes. We already have 400 people in the giveaway. We're going to give it a few more minutes. Then we'll be giving away. So a lot of people are looking at the entries, and the entries does not mean number of people. So we have about 1,500 entries, but that's 400 people. Just so people understand that we're not getting any, amount bots or whatever. It does seem like the viewer number is in alignment with the actual people in the giveaway.
EU is completely switched over. It's
Yep.
predominantly selling pressure. You're seeing on the. Is my screen on? Yes, it is. What I see is after it reached that order block on the higher time frame, as I mentioned, it completely changed. And what we want to be seeing is as it gets into these interesting places where buyers previously indicated buying interest. What we want to be seeing is that it needs to do something bullish here. It needs to give you a sign that the buyers are coming back again. That's my confirmation. That can be different things to different people. It can be a pin bar. It can be an engulfing. It can be anything that is bullish to you. Of course, you have to backtest it and see if it's good enough, but it can be anything in principle. And I don't see that happening if you just consider these two candles right on. So far, this is a moving candle.
Let me just bring this up. I want to show you guys the management of this trade. So we got GBP JPY possibly about to hit that TP. So what I'm looking for now is if there's a very clear rejection here on the 1 minute, then I'll close this trade. And as you can see, my stop loss is, I'm going to be putting my stop loss up just a little bit. Why can't I do that? Okay, here, so I'm just putting it up. That should pay for the commissions on that one as well. So I'm taking. No, I'll keep that trade open. So we'll see.
I'll take that.
We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna take it. Close it. Okay, good.
Nice.
One K. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, Victor, what are you saying?
Yes. What I was saying is that the candle was open; it wasn't closed yet. But you could see by what the market was showing that the buyers, at least it's not showing yet that they're coming back, and they have to do that at this entry order block. This is the area that the buyers were willing and able to buy up from. So if price is going to reverse, it makes sense. Buying needs to start from any of these structures that I draw on the chart, and I need that confirmation. I need price to come in and show us that they are coming back to the market, and I don't see that yet. So I'm still holding. I'm still waiting and seeing if it even will happen. Maybe it's not going to happen, and it's just going to continue breaking all these structures down. And who knows? We'll see when it gets here if it can mount to a reversal or just continue lower. We don't know that yet.
I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to Alex for helping me out with that trade. This is it would have hit that TP about 2 seconds before would have hit that TP about 2 seconds after closing the trade.
That's why, guys, don't listen to us. Trade your trade. Trade.
Yeah, what
your
the hell,
trade.
man?
We all have our different styles. We all do our.
You owe me $500.
Yeah. Trade your own trade. This is a good lesson, and this is why we wanted to point this out to you guys today. This was actually done on purpose, So
And now you say that.
we just
Thank you.
wanted to point
Now
out,
you
you know,
yeah. Sorry. Should have had that little speech 5 minutes ago.
you know, yeah,
Well, look at what if it breaks out for real here though? What if it breaks out for? Look at that entry. That was a good entry. This is a good trade right here. This is
Very
a good
good
trade
one.
right here. I
like it.
it was still a good trade. You just got out.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this up on my wall. I'm gonna see like GBP JPY. Where do we have it? It's like, let me see. Let's go to the 5 minutes. Let's see. So I'm gonna like put this on.
No, I didn't sabotage. I didn't sabotage him on purpose. That is a very political sabotage right there, trying to twist my words. I didn't, from that, it looks like he's, I told him to close it. It was the wrong decision. Trade your own trade. What can I say?
Guys, I got the chart.
Sorry,
You're not seeing my screen, but I made this little all artwork here. This is now forever. Yeah.
Wow, that was a beautiful break, retest, continuation, break of the high. That is a beautiful.
I'm gonna bring this up next time you tell me to do something. Okay.
To be fair, I didn't have the whole picture. You did just show me a really condensed bit of price action that looked like a top of a range.
Yeah. I remember there was this. I remember there was this paid group leader or whatever that had like a massive loser, and a lot of people followed his trade and had like this massive loser, and then he comes out and says like, I posted that trade, to trick you. I hit that stop loss with. Was meant to hit that stop loss to teach you a lesson. Maybe that's what you did. No, that wasn't ICT. It wasn't ICT, even though
it sounds like ICT though.
Yeah, it does sound like ICT, but it was not ICT. But he did that as well. But whatever. Okay.
Guys, I would like to stay with you guys for the whole day if it were up to me, but I gotta run. So
yeah, you can't stay all day.
Yeah,
I would like to.
I need to run as well.
I would like to congratulate the future winners of the giveaways, and hopefully we will be having a great session. I'm confident we will be having a great session tomorrow as well. So see you guys tomorrow. Don't miss tomorrow. This week, next week, it's going to be much fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. You should not miss this. If you want to be a better trader, you must be next. I mean, all these days, but especially you don't want to miss the bootcamp week. It's going to be awesome. That's all I can say. That's it for me, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I will be having, later on, I will be on Discord for those who are in our community. That's it for me. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Victor. Okay, so I will, let's see if we can do that wheel today. Are we, because that wheel isn't...
it's the easiest, it's the fairest.
Yeah, and that wheel isn't going to give away any private information, right?
No.
Do this. I really hope this works. Really hope this works. Okay.
Yep. I just got a
All right, guys, let's do this. Let's open it up. Here we go.
Wait, let's do the right before you do it.
Yeah, okay. But not 110, that's a bit too much. Okay, 10 accounts. 10 giveaways. Let's do this.
Go. Play it.
Nice. Okay, do we see? This can't be the same loose. Okay, we got how many do we know here? We got 8M. I think I know you, Eduardo. Been here, Banner maybe. Joshua. Okay, here we go. That's the winners. Congratulations, everyone. Thanks for joining the giveaway today. We're gonna do another giveaway tomorrow, and then of course next week we're gonna be having the the Bootcamp Trading Week. You don't want to be missing that one. And these graphics are insane. I love it.
See you later, guys.
All right, guys, take care. And if you do have any questions, anything that you're wondering about the live trading room, any feedback, whatever, you can send an email to tradingroom@the5ers.com. See you guys tomorrow for the next live stream. Take care.
Hi guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Now make sure you like and subscribe, and most of all, go into the YouTube and check our other content that we provide here at The 5ers. We'll see you in the next one.